How far will a polar bear go to lose weight? It throws out all the meat in the house and eats snowballs to fill its stomach, but after eating, the polar bear is still starving, so it decides to sleep off the hunger. A little penguin who hates the cold happens to see this. It quickly moves its furniture and sets up home under the polar bear's paw. Suddenly, the polar bear smells something burning. The next second, it jumps up from the heat. Looking at the sleeping penguin, the polar bear sees a delicious meal. Drool starts dripping down, but the polar bear quickly gets a hold of itself. However, when the penguin wakes up, it walks straight into the polar bear's mouth. It even uses the bear's tongue as a blanket. The polar bear can't help but chew a couple of times, but for the sake of losing weight, it quickly spits the penguin out. Without its tongue blanket, the penguin starts shivering from the cold. It immediately pulls out scissors, cuts off some of the polar bear's fur, and runs home to use it as a blanket. The angry polar bear tears down the penguin's house and takes back its fur. The polar bear grabs the penguin, then calls for reindeer express delivery. It packages up the penguin and has it taken away. Then the polar bear digs a hole and goes back to sleep. But the next second, Santa Claus delivers a gift to the polar bear. It opens it with anticipation. It's that penguin again. The polar bear has a complete meltdown. Just then, the sound of a ship is heard. The polar bear quickly runs over and pushes the penguin onto the boat. But even the captain can't stand this penguin. He immediately sends it right back. Suddenly, the polar bear feels a chill on its back. The penguin has pulled out its fur and made a scarf to wrap around itself. The polar bear is furious. It snatches back its fur and roars at the penguin. But the penguin takes the opportunity to burrow into the polar bear's belly. It continues sleeping soundly.